All right, so you just got your strategy builder from ChartPrime, and now you want to learn how to automate your strategies. Well, we're going to go over exactly that today in this video, so let's jump right in. So first things first, you need to choose an automation platform. There are a lot of automation platforms out there, and we're going to be choosing 3Commas today since it is focusing on crypto, and we're going to be using a crypto example today. And also, I find it to be very easy to use. So let's dive right into 3Commas. Now, once we go over to 3Commas, the first thing we're going to do is connect an exchange. We're going to choose something that is going to be giving us leverage or margin, right? Since a lot of our strategies use longs or shorts, we're going to make sure that we choose something in the futures tab or the margin tab. Now, we can also use the spot tab as well, but this means you can only use a long-only strategy. So just keep in mind that your options are limited when you use the spot option. There are some that have a quick connect option, while others you'll have to get the API from your exchange and enter in that information manually. So once you have your exchange connected, as you can see, I already have all my exchanges connected, and I'm going to be choosing to trade with my Bybit account. So now that we have our exchange connected to our automation platform, let's hop on over to our Plus Strategy Builder and get this thing ready for automation. So the fact that I'm on my Bybit account means that I have to find a strategy that is on a Bybit chart. So since I'm going to be using Bybit futures on my 3Commas automation platform, I need to find an asset that is on the Bybit exchange, as well as a perpetual contract, which means that it is on the futures exchange. So the first thing that you're going to do is decide whether you want a custom strategy or you want to use a preset that has been already set up for you in this drop-down menu. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be using a preset, but if you're going to use a custom strategy, the next thing you would decide is whether you're going to use a layered entry strategy, which is one entry followed by multiple safety orders if the trade goes in the wrong direction, or a single entry strategy, which is one entry, one stop loss, and one take profit. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind, which is going to affect how you set up the automation on your bot on 3Commas or any other automation platform, is whether you use a single entry strategy or you use a layered entry strategy. If you use a layered entry strategy, you're going to be setting it up one way. And the way you're going to know if it's a layered entry strategy or a single entry strategy is if there is one entry, one take profit, and one stop loss. That means it's a single entry. That means there's just one entry. And if it's a multiple entries or a layered entry strategy, you're going to be seeing one entry followed by multiple safety orders, right? If it goes in the wrong direction. So this is going to be multiple entries, okay? You can choose layered entry if you have a custom strategy by clicking this box right here. If it's unchecked, any custom strategy that you make is going to be single entry. Okay, so more about how to make those strategies in the future, but right now in this video, we're going to be focusing strictly on automation. So let's go back to our preset, which is a single entry strategy. So now that I'm happy with my strategy, 60% win rate, very high net profit, I'm going to do one more thing before I can automate. So right now, this means I'm going to have to wait until this trade closes out. You can see it entered along, until my bot will get another signal for a new trade. What I'm going to do is enable the backtest time and start the strategy from a time where there are no trades. So I'm going to go as close to the current price action as possible on this calendar. And I'm going to go all the way to today's date and see if that eliminates the trade. If it doesn't eliminate the trade, that means I'm going to have to go maybe into tomorrow's date or move the time a little bit further into the future so that when price reaches that time, it will start the strategy. Okay, so I'm still in a trade. All right, so I'm going to creep up the time a little bit further. You can do it one of two ways. You can move this bar manually like this, or you can find the date like this. So I'm just going to do this by date right now. We can see that one bar ahead of the most recent candle is going to be 6 a.m. on the 23rd of November. Let's go to the 23rd at 6 a.m. And that means that the strategy will start officially looking for trades from this date. Now, if I was able to move the date to this bar and there was no trades, that would work as well. So now that I have the strategy where I want it as far as the date, I'm starting fresh. It's going to be looking for trades very soon. Now I can automate this strategy. So now I'll go over to 3Commas and start my first bot. The first thing that I'm going to go over to is the custom signal section. I'm going to move my head over here. And now I'm going to copy this webhook URL because it's going to help me in the future here. All right, I'm going to paste it over to a notepad or a Word document like I just did. I'm going to save it for later. I'm going to click I have set the webhook URL. Now I'm going to pick the Bybit exchange because that is the chart that I'm trading off of. All right, so now I'm going over to Bybit futures. I decided I wanted 5 leverage when I was playing around with the strategy, so I'm going to stick with 5 leverage. And now I'm going to go over to the pairs. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right pair. Okay, I'm on Bitcoin, Bybit futures, excellent. And now I'm going to make sure I'm choosing the percent total USDT balance per bot. So this is going to trade the percent of your entire balance, and it's going to be reinvesting that percentage every single trade. So I usually like to choose between 80 and 90%. I'm going to be reinvesting 80 to 90% of my entire account, which means I'm reinvesting almost all of my profit from each trade, and it's going to start compounding, which is a very good strategy to grow your account. So I'm going to choose 90% right here. Keep in mind, if you have other bots running on this same account, you're not going to want to choose 90. Maybe you'll choose 20 or 50. So that way you leave some capital for your other bots to run. But I'm only going to have one bot running on this exchange. 90% is great for me. All right, so now I'm going to click on next. And here is where you need to start copying and pasting things. I'm going to click on entry long. I'm going to copy it. And now I'm going to go back over to the strategy. I'm going to open the strategy builder. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to paste this in the long entry. And I'm going to repeat the process for each entry and exit. I'm going to click done here. Go to the exit, copy. Go down here. We're going to paste it. Done. We're going to go to the entry, copy it. Done. Go to the short entry. Okay. And then for the last one, copy it, click on done, and then we're good to go. All right. So we have all those copied and pasted. We're going to click OK. And we're going to click on next over here. And we're going to create it. All right. So now I'm going to name this bot the BTC 4-hour bot. So now I'm going to go back over to my strategy, and I'm going to do the last step I need to do in order to set up this bot and fully automate the strategy. So I'm going to go over to this clock right over here on the right-hand side, which is the alert section. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on the plus sign. And now the first thing I'm going to do is make sure the condition is selected to the strategy that I have. Sometimes this will be on price or a different indicator. You're going to make sure that you're selected the plus strategy builder. I'm going to name the strategy BTC 4-hour strategy. All right. And now I'm going to go over into notifications. I'm going to make sure that the webhook that I pasted, it's already pasted there. Once you paste it one time for 3 commas, you won't have to paste it again. In some automation platforms, you need a specific webhook every single strategy. For 3 commas, you just paste it once and you don't need to repaste it anymore. So just to show you how we're going to do this. All right, let me go back to my Word document. I'm going to copy it. And here we go. All right. All right. And we are all set. We're going to create and we're ready to roll. My alert has been made. And now I just need to wait for the next alert to come in. As soon as you get your alert, they're going to be populating over here in the logs. And then you can go and check as soon as you get your first alert, you should start to see a profit and loss right here. If you don't see a profit and loss right here, you know there's something wrong. Then you can go over to the signal section. You can see there's rejected here. You can look at the message and see if it's rejected or not, completed. Usually if it's rejected, there is a reason. Maybe you don't have enough funds or you set up the bot wrong. You can ask support right here. Just click on this button and they should be able to help out right away. So now that this bot is set up, let's say I want to change something in the strategy. Let's say I want to change a condition. Let's say it was a custom strategy and I want to add a different condition to the strategy or change literally anything. Let's just change it really quick. All right. And then we're going to go to the strategy itself. We're going to click on the gear icon. And then as soon as you make a change, a duplicate copy of the strategy builder is going to appear here on the bottom. This is the new version with the updated settings that you just chose. I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to click on save. And now the strategy is updated. The alerts will be updated with all of the changes and it will communicate properly with the 3 commas platform. So now let's say I wanted to set up a layered entry strategy it's going to be slightly different. Okay. So now I want to go over to our layered preset over here. I could also make a custom one, but for the sake of the tutorial, we're going to go over to this MTF layered strategy. I'm going to take off the backtest time because I want to see how this backtest performs. I'm going to move my face back over here. So now for layered entry, the leverage and the base trade value are really going to actually matter here because this is actually getting sent over to the exchange. It's telling the exchange that you want your base trade value to be at 1,000 times 4, so 4,000. So what you want to do is make sure that your base trade value is appropriate. And the way you're going to know that is if the margin required is telling you something that you actually have in your account. I don't have $75,600 in my account. I maybe have around $8,000. So, but I don't want to trade with that entire $8,000. I want to do something around $2,000. I always start around 4x leverage and maybe a base trade value of 25. Okay, that's usually a good amount. And the fact that I have modified preset values is now allowing me to adjust my own leverage and my own base trade. So make sure that's always on here before you modify this stuff. Otherwise, it's not going to make any changes if you have a preset on. All right, so now, great. The margin required for this is going to be only 1,890. That means that I have more than enough to execute these trades. It's basically telling me I need that much for the base order and all 5 safety orders. Now I have a multi-layered strategy all set up. Let's go over to 3 commas and see what the difference is with the setup. So now I'm going to set up a bot like I did before. I don't need to copy this webhook URL. So I'm going to say I've set it already. So I know my strategy is on the Bybit chart on the BTC perpetual. So I'm on Bybit futures over here. That's perfect. I have Bitcoin selected. I'm going to go over to 4x leverage as I have in the strategy. And now I'm going to stick with USDT per bot. And I'm going to pick the margin required right here. Okay. And I'm going to put that right there. That's perfect. And now I'm going to click on next. And when I click entry long, the difference here is I'm going to choose send webhook in base. And I'm going to copy as I did before. Okay. Copy and paste. Scroll down, paste. Done. Exit long, copy, paste. For the exits, we don't need to change anything, okay? We just click done. For the entries, I'm going to send webhook and base. All right, done. And then for the exits, I don't need to do anything. I copy it and then done. All right. Beautiful. Next. And we're ready to go. BTC layered strategy. So now I'm going to create this new alert. All right. In the notifications, you can see I already have the webhook already set up. Now I'm just going to name it BTC 4 hour layered. And I create it and I'm ready to go. You'll wait around 30 to 40 seconds. And the strategy will appear there. So when you're setting up on 3 commas or any other automation platform, just make sure you're checking the signals on the platform and checking for any error messages, and their support will be more than happy to help you guys out. So now I hope this has cleared up how you can automate your trades with Chart Prime indicators and especially our new strategy builder. That's it for me today, guys. Stay prime.